have a question for you, Pimo, and then I'm going to ask my general question to both of you, and we'll start to draw this to a close. And my question for you is on sexual seasons. Yeah. You've been married 15 years, and it means that you both have changed, and you've had different kinds of, you know, desires and undulating, exactly, cycles and seasons. How do you navigate phases where maybe you wanted more than you were getting? How do you navigate phases where...
Here.
Yeah. PD wanted more than he was getting. You know, how do you continue to find a balance that keeps saying to your spouse, I'm still here, I love you, I'm attracted to you? Close your eyes. So how does all of that work? And you don't have to say a lot, but
You needed to part.
Yes. My spirit man.
What's wrong with your
Oh, God. Oh, God. That was good.
Yeah, pardon.
Okay.
That was good.
The truth is, in 15 years, it has been sort of...
That's right.
I won't tell you that it was all smooth and all of that. Permit me to say at this point that, yes, we both got married as virgins.
Fantastic.
And so there was a lot to learn, to discover. And I think what really helped us and is helping us is that we're both open to, I don't want to use the word experiment, but to learn, to try out stuff and like, okay, what's happening here? Oh, I heard this one. Okay, let's look at it, you know, and all of that. So yeah, the season I was having children, it was very low, you know, my part. But I had to just understand, come to a place of understanding, and he had to make me understand that. Wow. That, see, the fact that you feel this way shouldn't, there should be a balance. We should both make compromises. I would compromise, but at the same time, I would expect you to
meet me
halfway.
Halfway.
You know, make compromises too as well. And so we did that period. Oftentimes, there was a conversation around, I'm always the one asking, I'm always the one coming, you know, and I do come to 1 in 10 times. So I'm better than some other people that don't
initiate at all.
You know, I don't even, you know. But then, because our friendship is intact, we've been able to keep it. Keep it up.
Never became an issue.
We've been able to keep it up, honestly.
Fantastic.
And I will tell you it's a lot better because I understand more. I understand him better now. We understand ourselves better now.
That's right.
There's less argument or conversation around, you know, how or when, you know, and all of that. And
it's more flow.
Yes, it's more of a flow.
So
Honestly,
good.
it's
so
more
good.
Of a flow. It's a lot better, and I'm hoping it's going to be.
Yeah, it's going to get better. Pete is nothing extra, like, of course.
Sure.
So
she's very understanding, you know, I mean, that's sorted out.
PD.
Yes, ma'am.
Challenges. In 15 years, what has confronted you and you consider to be maybe the biggest type of challenge you've ever faced together as a married couple?
Sincerely, we've not had any major challenge. The challenges we've had, challenges common to every couple, but not anything outstanding. Like she said, let's look at different aspects. We started out, we didn't have money, but we knew that it was a phase and that we must of a necessity go through that phase because we were not starting out like other couples started out. We're starting out in ministry and we're not working for another ministry. It was a ministry of our own and we were starting from the scratch. So that was expected because we've been friends from campus, just like she said, that covered off a whole lot of things. It was as if that foundation of love and understanding did not make issues. Yeah. Even in some instances, what people have considered a major challenge. Okay, let's look at another one. From family, whatever, I've always protected my wife from my extended family. My mother doesn't have a say in our relationship. She has never had a say. My father doesn't have. And they respect it. My brothers, they don't. My sisters, they don't. Because of the way I've, presented my wife to them, even from the time we were courting. Like, for example, the first time I introduced her to my parents, It wasn't a question of, I'm bringing somebody to you, I want you to check him out. I didn't give them that privilege. It was a question of, this is the person I'm going to marry. I want you to meet her. So I've already settled, it was a fait accompli. I've already settled the issue that we're getting married and you are meeting her. So the question of now trying to probe her did not even arise. And whenever my mother was around, she saw the way we interacted. So she gives my wife the same regard I give her. She has never interfered. She has never tried to show herself as the mother-in-law, you know how it is. So we didn't have a challenge at all because we kept the home front intact. Even when our late mother was always around too, she could see that we, in spite of their being around, we didn't allow their being around to influence anything. We had our ways, we had the way we do our things, and we didn't allow anybody to come in between us. So I think that's a major one. People who have problems with the in-laws, finances, with sex. Just like you said, we found a way around it, and it's been going up ever, you know, and we're enjoying the aspect the more. So if you look at all those things, they come up, but because of the overriding effect of love and of friendship, even when they come up, you try to resolve them amicably, not this way people resolve them. You're like, no, today, you've been doing this thing. You know, none of the, in fact, you can ask all the ladies who have stayed with us. They have nobody that has stayed with us, including the rest of them, have ever seen me raise my voice against my wife or the other way around. We have our moments where we talk, but it's not a question of raising voice or threatening or shouting. That has never happened. I have never called my wife names. It has never happened by mistake. To say, you this stupid woman, how daft can you be? You know, none of, never, as a short Daniel. I mean, never. And vice versa on our part too. We could get angry, flare up, but it ends there. But it's not that, and that will be downstairs and start hearing, Otu Ben, you have started again, you know, never. I mean, they are here, never.
Wow.
Even when we have those moments, we just manage it. And it's not because anybody is around, even when they were not around.
That's right.
So it's not that we are just trying to be careful. It's been our way. It's been like, look, either our friends must show himself friendly. There's a friend that's taken closer than a brother. That because we are friends, that friendship has a way of just settling things. Lowering emotions and making you to just look at everything in a lighter note. That even though this is a challenge, don't let us sweat it. How do we solve it? How do we resolve it? And we usually say something. Whenever there's an issue, we say, let's resolve it and let's make sure it doesn't repeat itself. It's not just about resolving it. How do we show? So that means a lot of things we have dealt with, they don't occur again.
Wow.
Because once we deal with it, we'll tell ourselves that what are the lessons learned? And once we learn the lessons, so we'll say this should not repeat itself again. And both parties will start working towards it to be sure.
Yeah.
So most of the things we have dealt with, we've
left them behind.
And we have moved on. In fact, hardly do we even argue again nowadays. Hardly do we fight. Hardly do we raise voice. In fact, at times I'm the one taunting her and I'm like, it's been like a year, we've not even fought.
We've not argued.
So let's fight, we've not even argued. So because we have come to understand one another, and that rhythm of love and friendship is there, and it just has a way of just settling one of things. And also maturity. Because when you are angry now, you are also telling yourself, I'm also a man of God. I'm a mature believer. So you make some confessions and you quickly pull back. And the next minute, it looked as if you never argue. So what you have in mind, that even though we're arguing, even though we must never lose sight of the fact that we're in love. So even if we cannot agree, there's so many things we can't agree on, we just drop it. And the next moment, I'm cuddling her, I'm hugging her again, I'm pecking her, and I'm like, and we don't talk about it again because, or we just leave it there. Maybe after like another 3 months, we can. But we have dealt with it, and we make sure it doesn't affect our relationship.
PD, I think that the very last thing you shared about is not just resolving, is ensuring it doesn't
repeat itself.
It doesn't repeat itself. I think that's where the answer is.
Yeah, that's it.
So indeed, as you move past the challenge, is really in the past.
Yeah, it's really in the past. Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do.
So with regards to challenges, like he said, we haven't had any major challenge.
Wow.
That's just the truth. And it's not us being modest or being, prideful. It's just the truth. And it boils, largely on the fact that we have grown and also come to understand ourselves. If there was going to be any challenge I probably would have had is his independency. And him being an independent person informed him making some decisions by himself. A few times I told him that I had that thing on pulpit. And he can be like, I thought I told you.
No,
I say,
no.
Sir, you did not tell me. Maybe you thought you told me, or you forgot or something, but you did not tell me. Initially, it used to get to me, like, I should know this thing. But I had to understand, and I think I learned it that this is someone, he was, how old were you? 27 when we got married. He's a formed man. And so, thinking that in our 15 years of being married, or 10 years or 5 years, I can change him, I think it's unfair. Wow. He could modify. You could
influence.
I could influence, but it would be based on love. It would be from love, not because I'm saying this is how you
must do it.
This is how I met you. This is who you are. You're used to making decisions spontaneously. Deborah, you're aware of that.
Very spontaneous.
You think of something right now. You're making
Let's
a phone
do
call.
it. Yes. Yes.
So I had to come to terms with that.
Because for me, if I'm not spontaneous, I can't operate.
Exactly.
Honestly. Even with financial decisions.
Okay.
Do you understand? It took a while for me to understand when he's speaking by faith and when he's speaking in reality. Because here I am, I'm already like,
fantastic.
We've said this, we've said that.
We've said it.
I will not realize that, okay, he was speaking by
faith.
So that I might want to term that as a challenge initially. But understanding our personality,
How is wired.
how we are wired, and how we work I said it earlier on, has given me peace of mind. And I know where it's coming from. That he said something on pulpit and I didn't hear it first didn't mean that he meant to hurt me. Or he meant that I'm less
You were not relevant to the process.
In the process. I've come to understand he's very spontaneous. Extremely spontaneous.
Pimo, I think that an answer is here also for women.
Yes.
I think that we're going to be less angry
Yes.
and carrying all those emotional baggage that women carry
Yes.
if they took the time to really study their men
Yes.
and
Yes.
understand from
How
what
they're
points,
wired.
how they're wired and how they were operating.
Very true.
It's hard, but it's
It's
possible,
hard, but
isn't
it's
it?
It's possible.
Understanding how he's wired.
Absolutely.
And when you fit yourself into it, somehow you blend. He will bend, you will bend. Eventually,
But
he will bend.
don't be forceful about it.
Don't be forceful.
Setting timelines, getting angry.
A practical example is how we're wired socially.
Yeah.
Someone could almost say he's antisocial.
Antisocial.
And I'm all for fun. Like, let's just get it down. Let's just have fun.
And allow her to have a
Do you
fun.
understand? But
Take the credit card and go.
you allow, but at some point I felt, let's
Come
do
with
this
me.
together. And then, but now I found out that he's bending. You know, one of the bending things we will know now when you say our anniversary photo shoot.
Wow.
Because I never imagined in my wildest imagination.
And that is also a lesson
you
for
would-
a lot of people. We don't like the same. People feel love is all about you love the same
Sameness.
thing. Love is
Oneness
not
is
sameness.
It's not sameness. Wow.
No,
And
it's not.
unity is not union. So you can be in love and you are a blend of opposites. My wife and I, we're a blend of opposites. We don't like the same things. We don't do the same things. I am extremely introverted.
Yeah.
I don't like going out. I can be at home all by myself and go. In fact, at times the only place I go to in a month is just church. Outside of church, I don't go anywhere. I don't leave this house. Thank God I have a study at home. I'm just in my study. I'm meditating. I'm doing my research work. I'm praying. And my wife, whenever she say, I'll just say, bye-bye.
Have a great time.
Have a great time. In fact, I don't stop her. And that's what mistake a lot of people make. You don't want to have the fun. You now want to stop her from having the fun. It doesn't work that way. Allow your spouse to be. People should also realize that after marriage, there's also friendship. After marriage, there's also degree of separation.
That's right.
In the sense that after marriage, you also learn to leave your spouse alone.
Exactly. Individuality.
Don't think now that you are married, it's now to return we're together. You know, you will choke yourselves. And at the end of the day, you are going to make a mess of everything. You still need that degree of freedom to catch your breath, to be able to do your thing and to return together as man and wife and fulfill purpose together. Because people are like, we must like the same thing. We must, like, for example, when we even go out together, whenever I go out, I'm telling my wife, I'm only spending 30 minutes in that place. And because of me, she wanted to spend 2 hours, but at the end of the day, we reach a compromise. Okay, let's do 1 hour.
1 hour.
Yeah.
But she knows me. She knows how to read my body language. The moment I'm doing like this, and we make eye contact, I mean, it's time to go.
Yeah.
But she wants to enjoy the place.
Yeah,
She wants to be with the people. And you know, one of the ways we resolve that is that whenever we're going to short places, we say, let's go with 2 cars. So she drives and I drive.
Yeah.
So when it's time for me to go, I leave.
No problem.
And she stays. And I tell her, enjoy yourself. You can even be there till tomorrow, no problem. But me, I'm going no more. So that is also another lesson people must learn. You can love to, you don't have to love the same things. You don't have to, wear the same uniform for you to be in love. You
don't have to have the same love language.
Exactly. So you can be diverse. There can be diversity, and yet there's still love.
That's right. Wow. This has been like really breathtaking, and I feel like there's no bigger gift that the Osho Makinde could have given us, but to share their wisdom and to help so many hundreds of thousands of couples out there to drink from this wisdom. I believe that not everything might be for you, but if you listen carefully, there would have been things that you could start to use as principles to change the game in your own marriage relationship. So before we leave the setting or the studio today, I would have to request of PD and Pimo to do this final thing. PD, it's been 15 years.
Yeah.
What would you like to say to Pimo?
Oh.
And you have to say it like we are not here.
Look into my eyes.
Highland and the stream. That is what we are. No one in between. How can we be wrong? Stay away with me. Anyway, that's a joke. Well, my sweetheart, I just wanted to know that I love you. I care so much about you. You are the reason for my season. And you are the seasoning in that season. And like I usually say with you, I believe I can fly. And I'm flying. And it's just because of you. Thank God for you. You are such a great woman. I pray for young people every time you hear me pray that prayer, that may God give them the kind of wife He's given to me. And whenever I pray that prayer, I always say, you don't know what I prayed for you. That my wife has given me absolute peace. She has not disturbed me in any way. She has allowed me to be the man I want to be in God. And she trusts me absolutely. I want to thank God for you. I love you.
Pimo, it's your turn.
What do I want to say? Ayodele, you have been an amazing person. Honestly. You said your own line. I didn't interrupt you. No, but seriously, I love the way you shepherd us, the way you serve as the covering to me and to the children. Tululokwe said something recently. She was talking about her friend that had lost her dad, and she said, if my daddy dies, I will go mad. And I said, no, don't worry, you will not. But she said, I will just lose it. I said, no, you won't lose it, and secondly, your daddy will not die. And that's because they have found a father in you. I love that you allow me be. You've given me wings to fly. And not just fly, I'm soaring. Wow. You don't stress me. I must say it. honestly, you don't stress me when I have children. You sort me out all the time. You always have me in mind. You're thinking, you're planning, you're thinking about me. And that's why, you know, I want to believe that you took to heart a counsel our father gave us, Pastor Bakari. The day I went to him and I was really so much about, I wanted to do business, I wanted to make not my own money, I wanted to support. And I was really passionate about it. And Pastor Bakari said to me, he said there are two options. Yes, you can get a job and work. And so, but why don't you let me pray for you? That the Lord prospers him so much that you don't have to work. Now, not that you don't have to
Be productive.
be productive, but it is not because you have a
Money
need,
pressure.
because of pressure. And I was like, wow, what a prayer to pray and what a thing to desire. You know, every young man should pray that prayer. Not that, come and support. And I see him model after that. Year in, year out. When we didn't have, when we're going through our phases, I've seen you model that. That you just want to provide. You just want to be, you know, that provider that you were raised to be. And I really want to thank you for that. The last 15 years has been amazing. I say that really. And it has been mostly also because of you.
Because of you too.
Where we are today, you know, as a family, the height we've reached, it's because of your doggedness. It's because of your tenacity. It's because of your unflinching faith. And I just want to thank you.
Wow.
And I love you plenty.
Wow.
Amen.
Wow.
Amen.
Thank you, Father.
What did you call the hashtag again?
Hashtag mode 15.
Mode 15.
15.
Peace.